Bitcoin had a massive pump towards the upside, and only moments later, Bitcoin dumped all the way down again here after Trump basically not mentioned anything about Bitcoin whenever he was going to sign his first executive orders. But I need to talk exactly about this here because I don't really believe that this is necessarily a good time to be panicking right now here. I'm going to give a big update about the market, about what is currently happening with Trump coin and of course with Melania token. And much more will be getting discussed on today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button. Back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So yes, yesterday of course I talked about the CME gap. We exactly filled that up here and having of course a major candle towards the upside and actually even hitting a new all-time high, setting it around 109.8 thousand US dollars. So Bitcoin of course did extraordinary, but only moments later, everyone was expecting Trump was straight away going to sign some executive orders about Bitcoin. But frankly enough, first, of course, a president is going to do things that is going to be saving the world or saving his country. And necessarily having Bitcoin as a strategic reserve is not necessarily a priority number one. But of course, he has stated he will be doing it. So guys, you have to understand, he will first do things to save the country. And only after that, he will do like the things about Bitcoin, etc. But I personally really do believe that he is still going to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve. But those things are just not number one priority. So yeah, really most people basically thought, okay, it's over. It's not happening on day one. So Bitcoin is going to dump and they just decided to sell off their Bitcoin. But ultimately, I do really think here, the people that are standing right now will frankly buy even back harder whenever this will be getting announced here. And I do really believe this is going to be happening eventually. And you can see the price action really, people were anticipating it to happen. And then of course they dumped it, because it wasn't necessarily happening straight on here. So very interesting price action to see on Bitcoin. Then also on the 4-hourly time frame, we can basically see that still the downward sloping resistance line right here is that next major support level for Bitcoin. If we break, however, below this level, I think we're definitely going to go a bit lower than this tier. Then also after yesterday, of course, being a disappointing day for most holders of Trump, it actually dumped quite hard here. And this is, of course, something I really have been expecting. And I've been saying this ever since it launched. This is just an extremely dangerous token to be holding, because those things can just dump extremely quickly here. So yeah, make sure to always do your own research on it. But ultimately, guys, you have to understand people bought it on $3 and it went all the way up to $80. And that is just going to allow people to, of course, cash a significant amount of profits. And that is why I want everyone to be extremely cautious with such kind of projects. But anyways, Trump coin also massively dumped here. The entire market basically came down. And the only thing that's really strong right now here is just Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the only one that is very strong right now here. We have created another higher high, which is ultimately a great thing to be seeing. But ultimately, we're still in this consolidation phase right here. And really, if I'm also looking at Bitcoin, we broke the downward slope resistance line. And like I said earlier, as long as we're just going to hold this level, I think we're looking good here. But as soon as we're breaking below it, I think we could be heading ever so slightly lower. And really, if we're going to be looking at all the data for altcoin season, for basically anything for the bull market to start, usually after the new president goes into office, we have about 280 days of extremely good performance, especially for altcoins, but of course also for that entire market. So I'm very excited for what is about to be happening next year. And like I stated many times before, we are usually after the new president goes into office, the Bitcoin price action tends to go the most exponential. So very excited for what is about to be happening next for Bitcoin. And honestly, if you're just going to compare Q1 2024 towards Q1 in 2025, it just looks very similar towards each other. So yeah, Bitcoin right now only seeing that rejection from the 1.618 here, but ultimately I do think as soon as we do see the confirmed breakout above this level, we are eyeing higher. And before I'm going to be diving further in towards the content, I quickly want to be talking about this project called LAK. LAK is a real world assets project, and basically major creators like Da Vinci, like Connor Kenny are all backing this project. And basically what it is here, so basically this is an RWA project built on the water economy. And the water economy is an extremely large economy out of the world. It's a $300 billion industry, and they also just secured the first RWA sponsorship in the Premier League with Wolves. So yeah, this is also one of the reasons why they are probably going to be doing extraordinary. LAK is a sponsor of a Premier League team here, which is, in my opinion, quite insane if you would ask me here. They're also listed on CoinMarketCap. Yesterday, they went live with their launch here only 12 hours ago here, which is, of course, quite insane, with an initial listing price of 20 cents here. And now it's already trading significantly above that here as well. Then if you're just going to be doing some research, and if you look through their website, you can see also their roadmap. And honestly, they are shaping up a very bright future, and I just want to be talking a little bit about. First of all, I want to be talking about that they have been already around for a very long period of time, and they've working in the background quite a lot to, of course, make this launch happen, and of course to create a successful team and product out here. So in phase 1, they've done a lot of stuff here, like you can see here. In phase 2 also, they secured the Premier League sponsorship, which is of course quite insane here. Literally all the things you see right here are all things that have been delivered already. Then phase 3 is the go-to-market strategy on how they're going to be having a successful launch and, of course, get enough attention from a lot of people. And now we are in phase 4, which is right now in progress, January 2025 till March 2025. Here you can see all the things that they're basically planning to do. They're also coming up with a lot of new listings, centralized exchanges, and that is of course an extremely great thing here to be doing. They also achieved over 75,000 followers on their Twitter page here, and honestly they're just working on a lot of new things here to of course get more attention and get more people to of course know about the project. And then in phase 5 they will be explicitly focusing on their growth here, and honestly the things that they are going to be working on are going to be quite insane. And I would definitely recommend for everyone out there to check out their website, because you can read something about their ecosystem, their roadmap. You can click on the things to see more details about it. But basically, they have a lot of plans what they're going to be doing here. And it's a very interesting project. They're definitely a real project since they, of course, got great people talking about them. They've got insane partnerships with, of course, the Premier League team here, which is quite insane. So definitely make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. I will leave a link to their Twitter page, their website, their Uniswap link. So yeah, make sure to definitely check it out. But with that being said, let me dive a little bit further in towards the content. So right now, also talking about the Bitcoin spot ETF. Yesterday, we didn't saw any flows due to the fact that it was inauguration day here. And today, we're starting to get some new flows here. So potentially, Michael Saylor is going to be buying again here, and also BlackRock, etc., etc. So very interesting to see. This chart I showed many times as well here. Bitcoin is basically still in a consolidation phase. We had the liquidity grab here, and ultimately what we're looking at right now for Bitcoin is just a major cycle where we're most likely going to be seeing great performance for Bitcoin. So we're seeing this major reaccumulation phase here first, and now we're going to be going towards most likely that bull market. And I really do not think we have topped out yet here, since, yeah, clearly, like you can see on this chart, we're right in 245 days in here, and historically, the least period is even 365, so I really do think we've got some more steam to go here. And guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies out there, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because you can currently claim an insane $100,000 deposit bonus. And yeah, make sure to of course first check it out if it's available in your region. But if it is, you can claim this insane $100,000 deposit bonus by signing up an account in the link description of today's video. Then here, maybe arguably one of the most important charts out there is that retail investors are not interested in Bitcoin right now here. Where they, of course, in 2017 and 2020, were definitely very interested in buying Bitcoin. Now we can clearly see that they're not really interested. And the ones that are really pumping up the Bitcoin price there and really buying a large amount of Bitcoin are definitely those institutions which are buying usually larger amounts of Bitcoins than, of course, retail investors can here. So very interesting change which is currently happening, and I want everyone to know about here. So institutions are heavily buying, while retail investors are definitely a little bit more fading the market and not really paying attention. You can see it also on this chart where addresses with more than 100 Bitcoin are heavily buying huge amounts of Bitcoin. And of course, where you can see the exchange reserves of Bitcoin are heavily dropping. And that is ultimately also one of the signals that we are seeing large amounts of accumulation happening in the background. So Bitcoin dominance is really set to be dropping anytime soon here. You can see that we're creating this major pennant here on the total market cap, excluding the top 10 here. And whenever this breaks out, we're going to just see a major altcoin season getting started. And ultimately, I do really think this is going to be happening any moment right now here. So yeah, this is one of the worst timings to be actually fading the market. So if you learned something from this video, don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.